What's up guys, this is Viper coming to you with more graphics tips. In this video I would like to show you how you can make your own engravings in Blender smoother and more curved. I'll explain two methods, one for simple lines and the other for custom and more complex shapes. For this video I'll be using the default cube. Go to the texture paint tab and create a new bump image. This will create a new image texture node connected to a bump node, which is connected to the normal of the shader. Now our cube is ready to have engravings drawn on it. Let's start with simple lines. Going back to the texture paint tab, make sure that you're in the material preview mode. I will set my stroke method to be lines. If we scroll down a little further, we can find the section called Falloff. There are several options here that will decide how our strokes will look like. If we choose custom, we can see how each of the presets behave in the graph. I think the existing presets are good enough, but you can modify the graphs as you want. However, I don't believe you can save your changes. Anyway, let's quickly go over what we have. Let's start with the constant preset. Lines drawn with the constant preset have very narrow edges. The edges simply look like a step between the line and the area around it. If you're looking for more rounded edges around the line you're drawing, then the smooth preset is your option. This will give you edges that gradually move towards the line you're drawing. The root and sphere presets give you a similar effect but with narrow edges, leaving more space for the line itself. And the final preset we look at is the sharp preset. This one is almost the opposite of the constant preset. Most of the line consists of the edges, leaving a narrow space for the line itself. So, depending on what you want, you can choose the fall-off option that suits your needs the most. Now, if you need to engrave a more complex shape, you can do so in the photo editing tool of your choice. For me, I will show the results provided by GIMP and Krita because those are the two tools that I use the most, and also because they provide slightly different results. Let's start with GIMP. I will be using this figure that I once created. In order to create the depth we're looking for, we need to create a gradient that goes from a solid color to transparent. So choose the gradient tool and set the gradient to go from foreground color to transparent. Now the gradient shape that we need to choose is called shaped. In GIMP there are three versions of the shaped gradient, with slight differences between them. According to GIMP's documentation, experimentation is the best means of seeing the difference. So it seems that they themselves can't explain the difference. But for now I'll go with this one. With the selection tool, select the figure and delete it. Go back to the gradient tool and apply it on the selection. Now we get a few settings that we can play with. There's the pointer on the gradient line, which lets us control how much of each color to add. We can also play around with the offset, which controls where the gradient should start and lets the foreground fill the rest. And finally, we can control how transparent the background color is. When we are satisfied with the result, press enter and export the image to PNG. Back to Blender, under the texture paint tab, we scroll down to the texture section and set the mapping to stencil. Create a new texture and click on the settings button and choose the image you exported. Set the mapping of the image to clip, and now we can start drawing. This is how the engraving looks with the gradient. Now just to compare, let's create a new texture with the solid colored circles and see the difference. As you can see, there are no curves or much depth when using the solid colored stencil. So this is how it's done with GIMP. Now I've noticed that different photo editing tools can yield slightly different results. So let's check how Krita behaves. I've opened the shape in Krita. If we choose the gradient tool, we can set the shape of the gradient here. And as we did in GIMP, we'll choose shaped. I'll apply the gradient on the circles one by one because there seems to be a bug in Krita when applying the shaped gradient on several figures at the same time. When you're done, export the file to PNG and go back to Blender. I've created a new texture containing the file we exported from Krita just as I did with GIMP. And now when we apply the stencil, this is the result we get. We can see that the curves are a bit smoother than that of GIMP. So depending on what you need, you can choose any photo editing tool you want. And that was it for this video. Thank you for listening. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment and I'll try my best to reply as soon as possible. Take care and see you soon.